When I first heard about Minecraft Legends, I wondered how much it has to do with the original vanilla Minecraft, and also whether it's a good game or just a silly spin-off with a big name in its title. Fast forward a few months and now I finished Minecraft Legends campaign twice on the Nintendo Switch, once in single player mode and once in co-op. Let me take you through the game, so by the end of the video you know exactly whether it's worth your time and money. The overworld is home to all animals and creatures in Minecraft. Life was very peaceful there and everyone lived in harmony. That is, until the piglins invaded. Through the nether portals they emerged in the overworld and now plan to conquer all that they can see. In order to stop this attack, the caretakers of this world summon you into their dimension. Action, foresight and knowledge, that's the name of the three hosts, then hand you the most important tools for this mission, the loot and the banner of courage. And that's where the adventure begins. The tutorial area of Minecraft Legends is very well made and takes you through the basics of the game in about 10 minutes. The hosts will accompany you on your whole journey and they make sure to explain to you everything in an easy to understand manner. The loot allows you to summon so-called collection allays, with which you can gather resources from the world, the most basic tier being wood and stone, and the second tier consisting of iron, coal, redstone and diamonds. With construction allays, these resources can then be turned into pre-made defensive structures, such as walls, towers, bridges and more. But there's also offensive structures, for which there's an entirely separate tab, the spawners. Various types of units are spawnable from them, which will take your orders and attack enemies. While the camera in Minecraft Legends has the player stuck in the middle of the screen at all times, the mobs are really the center of the game. You can gather them all into your active command, or charge them onto targets. This can also be done separately per unit, or type of unit, each of course having their strengths, weaknesses and abilities. Plank golems and skeletons can shoot from afar. Cobblestone golems, grindstone golems and zombies deal damage up close. Creepers do what creepers do best. And mossy golems heal you and the team. In general, your character is always surrounded by helpers such as your mobs and the allays. Alone, you as the player can't do a whole lot. You're on one of 4 rideable animals for the whole duration of the game, and besides commanding, your only real ability is to swing your sword by holding the attack button. It might seem like a head-scratching decision that the player can't get any upgrades, but it only further emphasizes that the animals are the focus of the game. As you can tell, Minecraft Legends doesn't have many parallels with the original Minecraft. The core mechanics are completely different, and the most apparent similarities are the design, the name, the day and night cycle, and the randomly generated worlds. Therefore, you don't have to have any experience with one to play the other. Creepers are your friends, skeletons don't burn during the day, and diamonds spawn on the surface. All things that would be unheard of in the original game. The most surprising part about Minecraft Legends when I first held the box in my hands is the fact that there's no local multiplayer. If you want to play with someone else, you'll have to have a second copy on another device. Considering both Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons had local co-op, this was a big disappointment to me. Nonetheless, my girlfriend played on a Steam Deck while I played on a Nintendo Switch. Crossplay from PC, PlayStation or Xbox with the Switch is thus possible and works great if you ignore minor Microsoft account annoyances. The most memorable moments I've had in Minecraft Legends were usually when the game got to the brink of chaos. Sending out large unit counts and fighting piglin armies felt very exciting, especially when I had a clear plan in mind. For example, by sending a large army to destroy all buildings, and slowly working myself from the outside to the inside. Or sometimes I'd set up a small base of my own inside of the piglin's base. It wasn't necessarily appreciated. You could also just send in a ton of creepers to blow up the nether portal. Of course, not every strategy will work, but finding your own approach and trying again is part of the fun. This chaotic action aspect is even further amplified in co-op mode. Suddenly there's not only one, but multiple armies flanking the same piglin base. I believe this is where Minecraft Legends shines the brightest. Both in the times where we didn't know what was going on while somehow pushing forward, and also in the times where we had a clear plan, yet still failed miserably. Honestly, the first thing I noticed about Minecraft Legends is how phenomenal the art direction is. You can really tell the design teams poured out their hearts. The visuals look great, and the amount of detail they have put into every structure, asset and character is simply amazing to look at for every Minecraft fan. And they especially went nuts with the cutscenes. Something that's interesting is that many of the happenings in Minecraft Legends can now explain seemingly random structures in the Minecraft universe, such as gigantic broken portals. Then the sound design. It's astonishing to see how much energy they poured into this game once you look into this aspect. Not only are the sound effects and the orchestral music great, but also part of the sound are the 16 available languages in which you can play Minecraft Legends campaign. The user interface also looks great. It's very clear and beautiful to look at, with pixel art, charming menus, and even controller configuration. You can remap every button to your liking. I personally didn't feel the need to do that, as the controls make sense most of the time, but the option is there. Next to the campaign there's a mode called Lost Legends. In here you can find challenges that confront you with a new twist to the game. At the time of recording this video there are 3 such Lost Legends, but you can expect a new one each month for free. In the portal pile you have to defend a village against 20 piglin waves. In the breakout you have 60 minutes to build an army to defeat the hardest boss in the game. And in the Legend of the Llama, you spit your way through multiple portals to free your friends. Then you also have the Myths mode. It offers content made by other creators that you can buy from the Minecraft marketplace. At the time, there are no myths available. That is, until they updated the game halfway through making this video. Now, there's 3 such DLCs available, so I scratched together €15 and tried them all. Icarus Grove is an adventure game with a little story. Magic Carpet is a 2D platformer with some skills you can use. And Angry Rats is a tower defense game. It was really interesting to see how different these DLCs are from the core gameplay experience. I wasn't expecting any of this, to be honest. While these were a bit shallow and clunky, it does show that there's potential for Minecraft Legends to become the foundation for small games with their own unique twists. It's cool that these alternative modes are provided, but the selection is pretty meager at the moment. And that brings us to Minecraft Legends' biggest flaws. In general, Minecraft Legends is a lot of fun, but doesn't offer a lot of depth for people looking for a challenging strategy game. The piglin bases get repetitive quickly, and because of that the joy wears off rapidly over time, while the frustration increases due to things like your army falling off of cliffs or getting stuck in the terrain. This repetitiveness can be felt very early on already. I've even made a whole separate video just criticizing how drawn out the first hour of Minecraft Legends is. It can easily give the impression that the game is very shallow, and it has put off a lot of people from continuing further. But if you get through it, the game does thankfully become better again. Depending on how fast you progress, in total it will take you around 10 to 15 hours to finish the campaign. Despite the worlds being procedurally generated to add replayability, there's honestly not much of a reason to revisit the campaign, unless you want to play with someone else. So there's also the online versus mode. In teams of 3 to 4 players you face off against another team, and the one that manages to destroy the other space first wins. It did take around 10 minutes to find 5 other players, but once you're in, the game works just fine. The start is a bit of a crawl and there's no way to communicate with others. Additionally, as the units are shared, it can happen that they sometimes get teleported away while you're still in the middle of the battle because someone else needed them. Later on, it does get more exciting, but starting a match really didn't reel me in due to these problems. Personally, I didn't enjoy versus mode all that much. As I don't have enough friends who own Minecraft Legends to play it with, I only experienced the public matches. I have however read online that it's a lot more enjoyable when you can communicate with your teammates. After say 20 hours, I think you've seen the whole game and everything it has to offer, which honestly isn't a whole lot considering a lot of those 20 hours are repetitive gameplay. While the design and development teams seem to have poured out their hearts, the business side of Minecraft Legends seems to be focused mostly on short-term gains rather than a thriving community and a game that's worth caring about in the long run. It feels like Minecraft Legends was released in the most minimal way possible with not much else to do. I'm sure their strategy is to gradually release more content for the game over the years, just like they did with Minecraft Dungeons. But just like with Minecraft Dungeons, not many people really care about it, and it's mostly tossed aside as a silly spin-off title. These decisions effectively make all the good work that went into Minecraft Legends look like a cash grab wrapped in a pretty looking packaging. Instead of giving players a reason to stay from the start, with many challenges from the Lost Legends mode, or user-generated content from the Myths mode, we're left with an empty game, a tiny community that left before it could care, and a storefront of course. There's microtransactions. They're all cosmetics so you don't have to get any, but it looks so ridiculous next to all these fundamental problems. And they're not cheap either. With the Deluxe Edition of the game, you get 1 hero skin and 4 animal skins. This is Minecraft Legends. And this is the Deluxe Edition. That's it. You can't play with all these animals at the same time, so this is the only difference. Yet it costs €10 or $10 more than the regular version. And sure, microtransactions help keep the updates coming, but Mojang Studios isn't a small indie company anymore. With 2 copies to play in co-op, plus Nintendo Switch Online, plus the Myths DLCs, it cost a total of €109 to have all the experiences you just saw in the video. I find the state in which Minecraft Legends was released difficult to accept as a consumer. But now, let's move on to the performance. The Nintendo Switch version of Minecraft Legends looks surprisingly similar to all other versions. The most apparent differences being the amount of foliage you see at the time, as well as the render distance being slightly lower. As the game uses the same engine as the original Minecraft game, you'll also encounter the same occasional issues when loading the map. It's tolerable most of the time, but can become a little frustrating in hectic situations. Both docked and in handheld mode, the game doesn't run very smoothly. This of course varies per situation. Personally, I have a big tolerance for this sort of performance, but looking at other platforms highlighted just how much better a smooth frame rate feels and looks. Especially in an action strategy game, you'll want to be able to swiftly make strategic decisions, even if it's getting chaotic. So it can be really annoying when you fall off a cliff just because the game stuttered. I do have to say though, I'm positively surprised at how much chaos the Switch could handle. At times there were so many units on the screen doing all sorts of things that I was confused why the game was still running well. And that's really where the action aspect of Minecraft Legends shines. It was incredibly fun to rush my army through a piglin base and observe the hordes of enemies following me. However, the most bizarre issue I've encountered with Minecraft Legends on the Switch is lag. Bizarre because I'm playing the single player campaign without any internet. More commonly than you'd expect, units just stop moving and you can't do anything to them until this lag is over. I have honestly never experienced such an odd problem. I'm not sure if this is a unique problem I am having, as I haven't seen anyone talk about it online, but it did occur frequently once I was a few hours into the game. I assume Minecraft Legends runs both a server and a client on the same console, so when the server is struggling, the client is left with a stopped world for a few seconds. While hilarious to see, it does get old quickly. Then there's also the crashes. Those happen a little less frequently, but in my whole playthrough, the game crashed a total of 3 times. Considering I played shortly after the game's release, I can sort of accept that. I just wish there was a way to manually save the game, as it can set you back quite a bit in the worst case. The only way to do it right now is to save and quit and then load your save file again. You can join a server hosted on a stronger platform to solve some of these issues. The lower visuals and the weaker performance will still remain, but the lag, crashes and slow map loading completely disappeared when I played online. In general, Minecraft Legends is a fun game and I've had many memorable moments when pushing back the piglin invasion. I've enjoyed myself the most in co-op, although it's a real shame you have to get multiple copies of the game for that. While it looks very pretty on the surface, Minecraft Legends core feels rather unfinished and shallow. The gameplay gets repetitive quickly, but the Lost Legends and Myths mode could reshape and twist the game into something more fun in the future. The game runs better than expected on the Nintendo Switch, but still with performance issues and downright weird problems. As of 2023, I find it difficult to recommend Minecraft Legends at the price of €40 or $40. My advice is to wait on it and see whether it will improve next year. Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video.